gross profit margin. I also saw franchise in France. They use EBIT, earning before interest and tax. And you have the DA also, depreciation and amortization, okay? EBIT and EBITDA. You can also use that. I saw a franchise in France, they used to communicate on EBIT. I not guarantee, forget the word guarantee when you are a franchisor. You don't guarantee anything. I give you the tool to achieve, as you said, exactly, Ali. I'm giving you the tool to achieve a goal, an objective. I am giving you the tool.
But as a franchisee, don't you want to, they don't insist on looking at financials before they actually
you will be surprised, but in my career, I saw a lot of people, they dare not to ask you, to be frank with you, yes.
Maybe because of the brand name?
No, but people, they know.
No, especially if we're talking about, like, you know, unknown or new franchise.
Forget.
Concepts. I mean, I have to look at something.
No, but forget known or not well known or strong brand identity or not. When it comes to financial, it's as for your private life. If I'm telling you how much you earn a year, in any country, perhaps except in America, but it's different in America, okay? But in Europe, you can speak about sex, but not about money. Sex, you are allowed, but not money. If you ask to someone in a dinner, how much do you earn a year? It's a scandal in France, I mean, for instance. It's a pure scandal.
Will shoot you.
No, it's very bad. You are in a dinner, oh, how much do you make a year? How was your bonus this year? This is typically American. Okay, in America, you can speak freely about that. In France, in Europe, you know, I mean, in Europe, you cannot, even to your wife. Me, I know some people, they are married. No, I'm serious. Some people, they are married. They make two bank accounts, it's separated, and sometimes the wife has a bonus. She doesn't say that to the husband to...
Maybe it's a matter of trust.
Trust, but you know, there is a culture also, you know. I mean, if I am asking you, how much do you make a year? Perhaps you don't have to say it. And me also, I don't want to say it. When you ask the financial of a company, it's the same, but for a legal body. As I will ask you your yearly income for your physical person, you ask the financial for a legal body, for a company, for a corporate. People, they don't want to give you, and most of the time, believe me, franchisee, potential franchisee candidates, they don't dare to ask you the financial. They don't ask. They just speak about the issue smoothly. What about the profitability, your net profit margin, gross profit margin, your EBIT, your EBITDA? That's all. People, they dare not. Me, I saw only once someone asking all the financials. It's a little bit bold, you know. Give me your financial. Come on, you know, financial is something private. It's not, it's private, as for a physical, as for the individual. So you have to reassure your candidate with this vocabulary. Is it clear? Really, it's very important.
So it will be between the franchisor and rather like a company, or how it will be?
Repeat, please. Ahmad, please repeat.
The franchise now, if I go, it will be like a company between me and between the franchisor, or will be...
No, the franchise, you have your own company. You know, you are franchisee. You have your own company. Okay. You will create your own company. The franchisor has his own company. Okay? The candidate will ask you many things. You will answer, I advise you to answer with this kind of key performance indicators. We call it KPI, key performance indicators. But not to forward your financials. I don't advise you. I mean, you can only get problems. I think for sure, in this case, the return on investment is null. You can only have problems by providing the financials. Only have problems, so avoid problems. You know, before solving problems, you have to avoid problems. It's stronger, you know. Avoid to solve. Avoid from the beginning. It's better. So, were you aware about that? The way to communicate about figures? Did you know that before, or is it clear? It's very important, huh?
I think no, I'm convinced that they have not to give the financial report.
Yes.
They can give only the gross margin and
You can. Gross margin, net profit margin, EBIT, EBITDA, return on investment. Okay.
Yeah.
Gives you an idea, you know, it gives you an idea. Not as precise, but what you can say also to avoid giving the financial things that, okay, I can give you my...
After signing the financial agreement?
Yeah. To give them information.
After signing... Yes, you're right. After it's useless. If it would have been useful, it's before.
Before, yes.
After it's finished.
So they can study the feasibility.
They got the
But
information.
what you can say also regarding the statement of income.
The feasibility study would be based on,
Yes, I will tackle that now.
you have to look at the other.
Yes, but I will tackle the issue of the feasibility study now because it's directly linked for sure. What you can say to avoid providing the financial, say, okay, but you cannot compare. You want to open in Dubai, the price of the rent is 75% of your yearly sales turnover, so no comparison. You compare peers and Apple. If I give you my financial statement. Look, I can give it to you, but you will compare peers and Apple. And it's, I think it's échec et mat. The person cannot say something. I mean, you close. It's useless. Cannot compare. Regarding the feasibility study, very interesting. I come back to my case and I repeat you, it happened 15 days ago. As I told you, I'm representing an Italian company. They are very successful in Italy. They are expanding now in India, etc. The CEO of the company called me. He told me, Nicolas, I found a lead for Saudi Arabia. I forwarded the client. He told me, okay, Nicolas, the guy from Riyadh called me and I will send him a business plan. He's franchisor, huh? From Italy. A potential franchisee in Saudi Arabia. He told me, Nicolas, I'm going to send him a business plan. I told him, how come? What's... No, Nicolas, I make a business plan and I will send it to him. I told him, stop. It doesn't work on this way, related to business plan. What you have to do as a franchisor, never provide a business plan to your franchisee for a territory that you don't know. You're in Italy, you will make a business plan for a franchisee in Riyadh. How come? You know Saudi Arabia market. You have been over there, you have spent your time, you know the big players, you know the rent, the cost, you know the expenses, your fixed cost, your variable cost, you know that? No. What you have to do, this is a rule.
Most likely that franchisee is just going to use it for loan applications.
No, but you have two kind of franchises, believe me, two kind of candidates. Really, you have two kind of candidates. You have very professional people, and on the other hand, you're right. Most of the people, they enter into the franchise, they fill the application on the website, and but believe me, you have sometimes very professional people. And I met some of them very professional as potential franchisee. I come back to the business plan. What you have to do, this is a golden rule, and it's written also on the franchise toolkit. When you're a franchisor, you have to give to the potential franchisee all the elements that will enable him to build the business plan. Meaning, capital expenditure, stock per square meter per year, sample price list, price of the equipment, blah, 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 blah. Give him the elements for him to build his own business plan. But this is a total different story. You don't make the business plan for your franchisee. Why? Again, you could be binded by the business plan. Okay, you sent me a business plan from Italy. You guarantee that, I don't reach that, so you're a liar. I sue you. So the rule, and really be careful, bear that in mind. You never draft, you never, ever, forever draft a business plan for a potential franchisee. You can make it for you if you want, as a market study, I would like to say, but not a business plan. But when your franchisee will tell you, okay, and it happened with the Saudi client, okay, I will send you all the elements enabling you to build your own business plan. This is totally different story. Do you understand the difference? Scenario one, I make the business plan as a franchisor for you as a franchisee. You have only risks. On the other side, I give you the ingredients to make your business plan. Meaning, I'm not responsible. You will build it with the prices, and mainly the most important, by the way, it's a price list. At which price will I buy the goods from your company in Italy? This is one of the most important criteria. You are selling me glasses from Italy. At which price will I buy the glasses from you from Milano? Free on board. According to this price, I will calculate my costing, my pricing, and according to this result, I will make my business plan. According to the sales, the volume of sales, etc., etc. But never, ever, forever, you draft the business plan for your franchisee. The worst thing to do, as you know, not to do today, provide your financial and provide a business plan that you draft. Forget that. The biggest mistake, with big implication and big consequences if you do that, and bad consequences. You want to make a business plan? Okay, what do you need? Price list, I have it. The price of the decor per square meter, I give it to you. What do you want? Price of the license for the IT system, okay. What else? Equipments, okay. Price of the decor, I already said it. What else? What do you want more? Franchise fees, royalties. Now go, it's your work. Now you have to make your own work. You have to build your business plan. And the first thing that you have to do as a franchisee, you are in Saudi Arabia, you are in Riyadh, is to have an idea of the market, of the lenses and of the frames in Saudi Arabia. Who are the big players, the market share, evaluation of the market volume, potential niche market, differentiation, leaders on the market, followers, outsiders, SWOT, blah, 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 blah. But this is your job as a franchisee, and this is not the job of the franchisor. Did you get it?
Yes. But the franchisor gives the franchisee like the list of all the costs, everything.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. All the cost, because you need it. You want to make a business plan. You need the cost. I will provide you with all the cost. After, it's your business to set up your business plan. I am in Milano. I cannot draft a business plan for you who are based in Riyadh. I don't know the market. I don't know the players. I don't know anything. But I can provide to you the cost. This I can provide it to you. And you have to do that. You have to do that on this way. Questions?
So, say I have a business and the franchisee is approaching me. That's the normal case. But what if it's the other way around? Is it possible?
Yes, I will explain you now.
Because if that's the case, then it would be, I mean, it is reasonable if I have a business plan for that.
No.
Yeah.
No. If you are a franchisor, you are in a franchising exhibition. We will see that after. You don't have. You can say to advertise on your website that you want to expand, for instance, in the Middle East and in the GCC area. It can be your corporate strategy. Okay. You want to go in Middle East and GCC. For yourself as a franchisor, you can make a market study. Market study, be careful, it's not only Googling, huh? Because now people, they think that with Google, they do everything distance, but it's not true. You want tomorrow to open your brand in Dubai, you have to take a flying ticket and to spend 1 week in Dubai with a notebook and a pen, and to take appointments and to make research. It's not Google. You have to come on site. You have to come on site. A friend of mine, a former diplomatic person, so I mean people educated, he called me 1 month ago, told me, Nicolas, I want to start a business in Qatar, and I told him, okay. Blah blah. I make a study. I make Google. Blah blah. I tell me what do you think. I told him you have to take a flying ticket. Go 1 week to Qatar. Before, okay, you go to Google. You take the reports, synthesis, and documents from the embassies, Commission of Trade, from UNIDO, from World Bank. Okay, finally go. You want to set up a consulting firm in Qatar, and go to Qatar. Identify the consulting firm. Look, try to meet people, working with them, clients, meet them, speak with them. Take the temperature. What is the context actually in Qatar? Economical situation, social situation. Try to see the environment. You have to be on site. This is the difficulty, of business plan. Me, I don't see how come you can draft a solid business plan if you are based in Milano to develop your brand in Saudi Arabia. Really, you can upstream. You can market and macroeconomics. Okay, you can find everything on Google. But when it comes to details, you have to travel. You have to be on site, to spend at least 1 week, to visit the biggest mall, to see the mix of the products. What about the glasses in Saudi Arabia? You have Maghrebi, you have a big brand, you have what are the prices, what is the evaluation of the market in terms of volume of sales, which brands are leader, etc., etc. So I think that people, most of the time, they minimize the work which is required to make a good marketing study, which is inserted for sure in the business plan, because you have the marketing approach, and after you have the financial approach, and all the package is named a business plan or whatever you want, or feasibility study, but you have marketing bias and financial approach. You have to mix those two elements to make your feasibility study. But one will depend on the other. I mean, your business plan, I mean your financial, will depend about the marketing data that you collected. Be careful. when you make a feasibility study, your feasibility study has to be carried out according to a marketing study before. How come can you make a financial study if the marketing study is wrong or weak? You cannot. Is it clear? Feasibility study, marketing and finance. One provokes two, but two does not provoke one. You understand the link? A causes B, but B does not cause A. First marketing, second step finance. Okay? Any questions? So this is the formula. I had a video to show you, but there is no connection, unfortunately. The ideal candidate, I'm tackling this issue also on the franchise toolkit. For you, what's your name, please? Ahmad. Okay, what is for you the ideal candidate? If you're a franchisor, which kind of candidate would you like to get? Individual, a group, what?
Depends how professional they are. Approach.
Interesting. Professionalism is a criteria. Interesting.
It depends on the product you are going to come for, whether the age of teenagers, depends on the product.
Mm-hmm. The question, if you're a franchisor, which kind of candidate would you know, this was Tony Fitzpatrick, is a famous franchise and retail consultant. There is, if you can, by the way, take the web link to have a look on Google, on YouTube. The ideal candidate to enter into your franchise agreement, how can you imagine him?
I think someone who's well planned, knows knowledgeable maybe.
Yes?
Who has experience as in management.
Yes? Individual or group?
Sorry, you mean that he's coming to your...
Yes, you have to choose, you know, you have candidate. I mean, you are franchisor,
yeah.
and you have people coming, telling you, I want to acquire your franchise. How will you select them? You know, the title of this video from Tony Fitzpatrick, it's the ideal candidate to enter into your franchise.
Ideally, it's someone who has experience in the same field and
Yes?
other franchise companies.
Okay.
I agree with that. That's from a business sense, but someone again who shares the same passion as you do.
Okay, same values, same vision.
Yeah.
For me, someone from the same background who has experience, as you said, who has proven his success before. Maybe perhaps he have business.
Okay.
Yeah, with the management skills.
Achievements.
He has some achievements.
Okay, Ali, if I ask you which kind of candidate would you like to get for your franchise?
Well, if Shaya comes,
What?
if Shaya comes, I'll give them a franchise.
Which kind of type?
Well, especially if it's retail, I mean, or food and beverage. So we're talking about what type. So he's-
As a franchisor, which kind of franchisee would you like to get?
A person with, so whatever sector I am in, so a person with some industry expertise or preferably even some business, first off, he has to have, enough financing.
Yeah, important. Finance, because you can be skilled and competent, but if you don't have money, it's difficult.
Yeah. So he has to have a lot of money or like sufficient for operation. Number two, ideally, if he has networks, so a person that I could make sure that he could get done. Number three, industry expertise, so someone if it's in food and beverages, someone with experience in the food and beverage industry. Even someone who already established other businesses from before, so like a serial entrepreneur, let's say.
So Ali, you ask a lot of things, I think.
Well, that's the idea, right?
Ali, you are very demanding.
Well, that's the ideal case, yeah.
I'm kidding you.
Yeah.
So, what I noticed hearing you, one word is coming again and again, professionalism, for sure.
Yeah.
You have to select someone who is professional. Being professional meaning you have a serious track record, you have a strong background, you have achieved things in your career.
Business acumen.
Yes, business acumen and business skills, you know. Network is important, you're right. If everybody knows you in the city, it's better when you open a business. One thing you didn't tell me, would you prefer individual or groups? This is a key issue, huh? What I'm telling you. I repeat, individuals, I mean Mr. Nicola, or groups, Jawad group in Bahrain.
For you, it would be easier to deal with individuals because dealing with one person, always you know who to refer to.
So,
it would be easier for you.
this is interesting, and
If you are a real,
and again, I'm tackling this issue in the franchise toolkit. You have two options, and you have to define your objective from the beginning. Either you want to deal with individuals, or you want to deal with groups, or, but it's rare, with both, individual and groups. According,
Ideally, it's good.
sorry?
Ideally, it's to work with
Look, there is no ideally. I will explain you.
You're asking
It
for
depends
the
on-
ideal candidate.
Yes, but it's ideal for me, it's not perhaps ideal for you. This is what I wanted to mean.
I think it depends on how well established the group is.
Hmm?
If it's been around for a while, I mean, like reputation-wise,
So,
credibility, achievement-wise.
you have to select a candidate, we say in the industry, you have two main criteria. First of all, access to prime location, and secondly, operations. I mean, the quality of your operations. You have two criteria, not three, two. Access to prime location and the quality of the operations that the future franchisee will be able to deliver. Considering that, you have two options if you have a look either at an individual or at a group. And this is typically cultural by the way. For instance, in France, most of the franchises are individuals plus retired people. You know that? Retired. They stop their job at 40, 45. They were employees 25 years. They are fed up of their boss. Take a few money. They leave their company. And they decide to become their own boss, and they enter into a franchise agreement. This is the profile of a typical franchisee in Europe. Believe it or not, but this is the truth. Retired people, 40, 45, some savings, and most of the time with their wife. I mean, you work with your wife. It's family business, you know. You take a shop, chocolate shop, you open it with your wife. Your wife comes in the morning and you come in the afternoon. You make a good money, you are your own boss. That's fine. This is in Europe. Okay? Individual. In the region, it's totally different. What I saw, most of the franchises in the region are groups. What do we mean by groups? You have groups with, we have a group who can run one brand, and you have a group who can run 40 brands. Okay? There is group, and according to the yearly sales turnover. But in the region, in retail, you have, let's say, in the region, in GCC and Levant, you have roughly 10 groups, 10 retail groups that you know.
Yeah,
Family business, by the way, most of the time they are not listed. And those 10 groups, they monopolize, I would like to say, 60% or 70% of the retail business. You know? So, the pros and the cons. To deal with a big group, what are the advantages if you are dealing with a big group, big retail group?
Stability, they will be more stable in the market.
Yes, normally.
So they have access to finance as well. They have
Yes.
operation efficiency,
Yes.
access to prime locations, because they're the ones who create them anyways.
So basically networks.
Everything.
What Ali says is very interesting. Normally and theoretically, you have only advantages, I mean theoretically, to deal with a big group. Access to finance, as you said. Access to prime location. Okay? Good operations. Network.
Distribution channels.
Brand awareness. I mean, you are today, I don't know, Azadea, you know, Azadea has Inditex, all the brands of Inditex. Your Azadea, strong. The brand, even Azadea, the brand name is strong, the company name is strong. I mean, they are the representative of Inditex in all the area. Inditex, as you know, is Zara. Zara, Stradivarius, Pull&Bear, and it's Inditex group from Spain. Okay, you can't say me if I deal with a big group, everything is guaranteed. The cons about dealing with a big group.
Dissolving.
Some
Dissolving?
Pardon?
Dissolving. I mean,
disagree.
they disagree with each other, and the partnership will get loose.
I mean, if you have a problem with a big group, yes, you can...
Disagreement between the partners.
Between the partners.
the partners of the group.
Yes, could be.
Yes, okay.
Decision maker.
Yeah, even decision-making power.
It's
So
not
if
one
you-
person, not individual.
Not even the fact that you're dealing with a bigger group, they might basically influence, like
You
you
feel
as a
more
franchise,
secured if
you
you
as a franchisor, you're the one
secured,
supposedly, transferring the know-how, the skills, and you make the rules. But if you're dealing with a big group, it could be the opposite, it could be different. For example, they might make a decision on cutting off some costs, dealing with cheaper suppliers.
You say that it could be a danger, I mean, potential kind of danger for the franchisor.
So the distribution of power, the decision making is maybe more favorable to their side. In exchange,
You're right.
in comparison to you as a, supposedly you're the franchisor, you're the one supposedly who sets the rules and criteria.
You're right. When you deal with a group who is making a $1 billion yearly turnover, you have to think before speaking. Cannot treat them as a small kid. When you speak to big groups, you speak to big groups that and Landmark and Azadea and Shalhoub and all those big groups that Jawad and whatsoever. Big groups, you cannot...
Yeah, but we keep the
Ashaya.
CEOs, always the CEOs who's the taking decision.
Yes.
They don't vote
Yes,
all the,
but still because...
the members, the board members, they keep it here. But they vote the CEOs, he's the one.
You're right, you're right.
You are dealing with one person, not the group. Not
Exactly, even if most of the time you're right.
Yeah.
Even if the structure...
Advantage and disadvantage between the individual and
but another, also you say as a disadvantage that sometimes the franchisee, I mean the big group can become very powerful and even more powerful than you as a franchisor. You're right. Another disadvantage, you deal with a big group, you are a brand, what can happen? I'm a French brand, I give my brand to Shalhoub. They have, till now, I think they're running 42 or 43 brands. come to Shalhoub, talk, talk, this is my brand. I give it to you, I want you to develop it. What could happen? And Shalhoub is very strong, as example, for sure, is very strong, and they represent the brands of Louis Vuitton Group, of LVMH in the region. What could happen?
Conflict of interest?
Yes, interesting. Meaning, he just said conflict of interest. What does it mean?
Could it be that they can do it better than you?
Yes, but you choose them because they are better than you on this market. There is no problem. They represent Christian Dior, you know, in the region, Shalhoub, for instance. Why? Because Christian Dior in France, Mr. Bernard Arnault, he said those guys, this group, this family business, because family business, they know the market better than me. If not Mr. Bernard Arnault, he would have been over there directly without Mr. Shalhoub. He chose an agent, Bernard Arnault of LVMH, because he thought that this family is stronger than him. If not, he would have come directly. What did you want to say?
No, it's like the conflict of interest. Maybe they said that they're right.
So very interesting. I wanted to hear that. When you deal with a group who is running 30 brands, okay, you come with your brand. You will be the 31 brand that they are running. Do you think that they will put all their energy on your brand to develop it when you are the 31st brand of their portfolio? You give your brand to someone who has 2 brands. You give your brand, okay, you are my franchisee, I want you to develop. From 2 you will shift to 3. But if you, from 30 you shift to 31, which kind of energy will you get from your franchisee? This is the issue. I mean, it's a rule. The group, you want to deal with a big group, okay. But the more the number of brands is high, the less the energy will be allocated to your brand. If I have one brand, I am in Dubai, I can run a second brand. I will split 50-50 my operations. If I have 30 brands, you will be 1 on 31 of my portfolio. So 1 on 31 of my operation, 1 on 31 of my PR, 1 on 31 of everything. So the risk when you deal with a big group, it's what you said, that the group finally won't work your brand properly. So, and most of the time, and I know it happened to some people, to some French people I know in Saudi Arabia. They gave their brand to a very famous group in Saudi Arabia, and the group didn't develop the brand at all. Whereas it is a very famous group. Very famous.
And lots of brands there.
Yes, they have 30 brands. You give me, I have 31. Are you convinced? Will you allocate the proper workforce, the proper marketing, the proper operations?